Tape here or something?
We don't like looking in the back of our head.
Is that what it is?
Alana decided the back of my head was reflecting too much back on the camera.
I got you.
They said you're the best looking guy in this room.
Wow.
They want people looking good.
Wow, that ain't good. How you doing?
Good.
Hey there.
Sure.
How are you? Good. Uh-uh. Make sure you don't get them mixed up.
Yeah, well,
Right?
it's happened.
I've got to keep my work in tongues. Since we have the same quote.
All right, Paige, you good? You guys ready up there? Everybody ready? All right.
Okay. Guys, thanks for being here, and welcome to another. Hopefully, it's good lunch session. Did you order good over there today?
Guys?
All right.
Working for me.
Working for you guys. That's good. But guys, obviously coming off another tough defeat, and not to rehash a lot of the things that occurred, but one of the things that obviously we've done is found ourselves. We played a lot better on the road than we have played. We came out and overcame some things, and yet really kind of crumbled when we needed to, especially offensively, which is something that needs to get answered. I think we've made really good strides, defensively and in the special teams, which is a credit to a lot of the new guys that are playing and playing with confidence, and that's something that's real positive. Obviously, that confidence we need to get carried over into the offense in the production standpoint, especially on third downs, and that's something we'll keep working on and get remedied moving forward. There were a lot of really good things in this game, and a lot of things, obviously, that you would always like to have back. That's going to be the case in a win or a loss at any time. And one thing I do know, and I firmly believe it. I do know how much better we are as a football team, even though we're sitting here at 0-2, even though we're sitting here with not many wins in the last 2 years. Yet at the same time, I know how far we have come to get ourselves in position to win games in the fourth quarter, where before I'm not sure we ever had been. And now that next progression is learning to take advantage of that situation and putting the hammer down and not allowing someone in. And that's our next step moving forward. And you know what? Our guys are ready. They're resilient. And I believe that. I'd never, since I've been here, heard a quieter locker room and or a bus or a plane after a loss as I did on this last game. Which actually, guys, tells me something. Tells me they aren't satisfied. It tells me that they're starting to understand what the hurt should feel like when the expectations are to win. And that was obviously another winnable game. And believe me, I'm taking all the, bring it at me. Okay, I'm good with it, because I do know what we've built and what we're building. And that foundation, it's there. Now, Ram fans throughout the country expect results from the standpoint of wins and losses. That's what we've got to accomplish. And I get it. All right? I get it. And yet, I also know the hole we were in, and I can see us digging out. So, not to put on any players in any stretch of imagination. I've got to give them the leadership and the ability to make those plays. And that's something that I'm willing to do. I stand by each and every one of the guys. And we're going to come out and work this week and get ready to face a different type of opponent than we saw in the first 2 weeks, especially from an offense, or their offense, our defense. A team that came up here a year ago and beat Wyoming is very capable. And we've got our work cut out for us. But You know, it's a beautiful thing about athletics, man. Just like in life. Okay, every now and then things don't go exactly to script, and it's really how you deal with it. And you know what? There's going to be a lot of people out there that say whatever the heck they want to say. I just know this. It's still a great time to be a Ram, and we got a lot of great things to look forward to. So with that, take some questions.
You talked about the foundation that you built, and one of the things that's, I think, part of that foundation for you is that attention to detail.
Yeah.
Are you finding that lacking when you look at some of the mistakes your team made?
You know, I definitely look at that. However, a lot of the details have been taken care of to get us into position to win. Okay, there's been a lot of those things that, you know, people don't see. People don't, you know, the thing they always want to do is criticize. I mean, that's human nature, okay? That's human nature, okay? Criticize, right? Rather than go ahead and see where exactly those fundamental errors are happening. And the details you're talking about, especially in critical situations, because we've gotten ourselves into a position where we're dealing with critical situations, where I'm not sure we had in the past, you know? So now those are the ones that become glaring. And really you can see it, especially in the struggles in the fourth quarter offensively. And, you know, it's something that there again, I don't think it's a matter of simplifying. I think it's a matter right now of just staying the course. And as you looked at it, I mean, they were there. Yeah. Now, was it us or them? You know, that's really where it comes down to. And there again, they found a way. They're a championship team. They found a way to win it. And we found a way to lose it. So that's where we need to remedy.
But there's the point where you can tell them it's important and they can listen, but the drop passes, that's focus.
Yeah.
Taking a penalty on the first drive early in the fourth quarter when you don't need it, those are things that I know that bug you. So what do the players have to do to get it, I guess?
Well, I think learn from it, you know, and I think number one is actually see it and take accountability therefore, if that makes sense. I mean, until, you know, you can look inside yourself and say, yeah. And yet, you know, before where it might have been, hey, somebody else, there's a lot of head nodding that goes on. That's self-reflection. And, you know, again, I'm not putting it on them. You know, we're learning to fight through what we need to. Now we need to go get a win so you can look at the tangible results. And, you know, that's really where it's at. But those details, especially in the big situations now, we've gotten ourselves to those situations. Now let's get over the hump on those.
So you're taking it as a glass half full type look at it. You've at least gotten to the point
well,
where
here's where I see it. I mean, I sit here and see the development from a year. I see our guys playing hard. I see our guys fighting. I see our guys fighting through adversity and you know, in an environment like we just went on the road, I'm not sure we'd ever been in that game. I mean, we rebounded. And, you know, those are the things you can see. And when you watch it on video, you can see the effort. I mean, you can see it. And you can feel the energy, which is there. And, you know, those are the things that you know, yeah. I mean, look, you can be disappointed. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You should be. Okay? Discouraged? No. Okay? Disappointed? Yes. Because disappointment deals with the expectations. Now, the discouraged part, when you get discouraged, man, that sinks into your confidence. And there's no reason for our confidence to take a hit. It should take a bruise, you know. And the disappointment is, guys, we're sitting here 0-2, and realistically, got an opportunity to be 2-0. So, yeah. And I take responsibility for that. So, I'm okay with that. I really am, because I'm at peace knowing where we're at and what we're building. Now, disappointed? Absolutely.
Well, when you talk about attention to detail, obviously this offense you're going to face will require a lot of that, a lot of discipline.
Yeah, and it'll give Air Force a good film to look at, which I'm sure they're probably looking at our Air Force film a year ago, because of the similar, styles in which they play. I'm not sure that's a good thing, but at the same time, it'd be really interesting to see where our guys are at defensively, because of what you're getting. Now they'll play a new quarterback here that played towards the end of the Fresno game, and he brings a little bit different speed than the other guy did to the game. I think when you look at Fresno got up on him big and then put in some subs and ended up having to put Carr back in the game to kind of make sure it gets taken care of because of what they do. They force you again. Discipline. Can't lose your eyes. You got to make sure you understand, because of the deception. And Tim, Coach Walsh, we've known a long, long time. He does a great job with the guys they have, and you can see just when you look at last year's game against Wyoming, down there, they came and really took it to them.
Does it help that I know that what they do down at Air Force is a little bit different. He's added some wrinkles.
Yeah.
But the fundamentals, are the base fundamentals of attacking the offense is the same?
Yeah.
Is that nice because you guys at least have a foundation in that facing Air Force every year?
Well, we have a foundation on how not to do it.
Yeah.
From last year. So I guess that's good.
Yeah.
But these guys are more like Air Force in that there's a lot of multiple formation.
Okay.
They do a lot. Now the actual principle of the dive and that type of thing are there, but they aren't as, say, Georgia Tech, where they really have just sat in that. Georgia Southern has sat in that and not deviated. I think what Air Force and these guys have done is expanded it through formations and some of their players. It's interesting. They got a receiver that has a couple 100-yard gains, which tells you can't go to sleep, because they're obviously bringing you up and then hitting you, and that's where your safeties really need to be honed in on what's going on as well.
Jim, does it help that this is one of 3 triple option teams you're going to face? Because New Mexico's really running a triple option these days too. Is it easier to kind of put in that base and work from it, knowing that you're going to play 3 teams doing that instead of just when it used to be 1 team?
Right. I think in when you looked at the schedule, I think that this is good. It's not something you should fear at any stretch of imagination, but you're going to see it. Now, let's go put the plan in that helps us negate the explosive plays, those runaway plays that they do, and really I think as much a key to our offense, maintaining possession of the football